Hi, this is Mike. I'm doing a review today of the new Exo Terra Cascade pump and filter, the HP 180. I couldn't find any reviews of this, so I thought I would do a review for anybody that was looking to buy this. I came across this. I was looking for something that would create a waterfall effect in one of my Vivs, well, two in actual fact. But I wanted something that was going to filter the water at the same time, because I didn't want to have dirty water pumping round, and I couldn't find anything apart from an external canister filter. There wasn't really anything that would pump at the height that I needed. This Viv's 3 foot tall, and the second Viv I'm looking at was 4 foot tall, and all of the internal aquatic pumps don't pump to that sort of height when you're using the pump in the substrate of the Viv. And so I was about to go with an external canister filter solution when I came across this Cascade filter that Exo Terra have just bought out. So here it is. What's in the box? Your elbow there, so the plastic bits. Join and an outlet, although I haven't actually used that because I couldn't quite figure out how to get that to fix on properly, because it doesn't really attach on to the elbow or the join very well. You've got your power supply in there, manual, and then the box itself. So it looks very similar to the unit that comes in some of the other Exo Terra products. And so if you have used any of the other Exo Terra filters, it is very similar. The difference with this, you'll feel the weight is heavier, and that I imagine will be down to the actual pump that is in the head, due to the height that this is meant to pump to. So have a look on the back of the box here. So it tells you there that this will actually pump to a height of 180 centimeters, which is 70 inches. So this was the thing that interested me in this particular product, because it would do exactly what I wanted it to do, using the water in the substrate to pump to the full height of the Viv in order to create a waterfall effect. So that's what you get in it. It comes with media, so you've got your sponge in there, you've got 2 sponges and a carbon cartridge in there as well. So this is the hose that I'm using. So this is what fits on to the elbow and onto the join. That's just normal PVC hose. It's 15mm exterior, 13mm interior, and this is one of the main stumbling blocks of this, which I'll demonstrate to you in a second. But the size of the hose is actually a little bit too big for the power of the unit, but I'll demonstrate that in a second. The cable itself, so the cable that comes on the pump unit is around 1.5 meters long, and on the power supply as well, I'll take this out of the box. You'll see on here that you get about an extra 0.5 meter to 1 meter on there as well. So you got real length on there, enough to have this in a really sort of tall Viv. I'm going to be using this one here on a 4 foot tall Viv, and that will do the job absolutely no problem at all. So relatively straightforward out of the box. I'll show you it working in action. So this is the setup that I have it running on. So this is an Exo Terra medium extra tall. So this is the 90 centimeter high glass Viv. So the reason that I wanted to have this setup on this Viv was the lizards that I've got on here, they don't recognise standing water, something that a lot of keepers will have the same issue with various species. So this guy over here, he's getting one next when his new Viv arrives. This is the other guy in the 4-foot tool that's going to get some moving water. But the sort of common ways of getting around that are the dripper, which obviously you have to refill every day usually, and it's, you know, where does that water go to? It kind of just sits there, and then you've got the issue of drainage. So I was looking for something that meant that I could keep the water moving, keep it clean, it could be drunk from, and I can be confident that the water's clean, it's been filtered biologically and mechanically, so you've got no bacteria and no dirty bits in it, so suitable for drinking. Also to help humidity, but also, you know, that's then going to be there 24/7 as opposed to just when the Viv is misted. So I'll bring the camera right up. So apologies for the picture, but that's just to sort of demonstrate the sound. So it's not the quietest. You probably wouldn't expect it to be with the size of the actual head and the power that it's giving out. You wouldn't necessarily expect it to be quiet, and of course the fact that it's running within the clay ball layer. So I have used quieter exterior canister filters, so if you're looking for the quietest solution, this is probably not for you, and you probably want to go with one of the more quiet exterior canisters if you've got the space to do it. So that's sitting in there. Biggest issue that you can see, first of all, is it's going to be a pain to clean it out. I've got a big rock sat on the top of it. It was actually floating, despite the fact it was full. It was floating initially. That's just to sort of keep it down. Probably not helped the fact that some of the clay balls got underneath, as they tend to do. And then I've got a layer of soil. It's a soil mixed with bark and other bits and pieces on top of there. So I've got the hose coming up the back. I'm just going to open this up for you so you can have a look. Now, what you'll see I've had to do is create a bit of a kink in the hose. Now, this is something I'm going to look for a different solution for, to see whether or not there is something that I can use which will restrict, maybe as some kind of flow restriction valve. So I'm going to have a look for something like that, because the power at which this pumps is far too much for this kind of setup. So I'll show you that in a second. So my temporary solution for now is to have kinked the hose, which is not really what I wanted to do, because it's meant I've got this bit of hose sticking out, and of course it just happened to be the part where it'd been printed on as well, so it doesn't look particularly good at the moment. So I'll be, as I said, looking for a different solution for that before I set up the other Viv with one of these on. But with that kinking, you can sort of see the water's dripping down the back of this piece of cork bark onto a branch underneath, and it's creating just the right sort of waterfall effect that I'm looking for. So that's running all the way down the back of here, down the front, and then right down to the bottom of this branch. So that's exactly what I was looking for, so I'm pleased with the outcome, just not particularly pleased with how I've had to get there for now. And if I just take this out, I'll demonstrate to you why I've had to do this. So it's like a garden hose. That is far too powerful for this kind of Viv. I would suggest it would probably be more suited to something like I've got an Aussie in a very, very large vivarium. It would probably be quite suited to that sort of setup, because with the sort of height that you'd keep that kind of lizard in, the kind of decor in there, the sheer amount of decor it's going to run over before it gets down to the bottom, that's probably going to be much more suited to that kind of setup. But in this Viv, whilst I'm not quite at the top of the the 90 centimeters. Even so, it is just far too powerful. So there we go, and you can see there as well, with that having come out so fast, it's all pooling, massively pooling at the bottom. The water can't quite get through the soil quick enough to drain away into the drainage layer when it's coming out that quickly. Whereas with the King and the smaller flow rate, obviously that won't cause that issue. So overall, good unit. Probably better suited to much larger vivs, unless there is another solution to drop the flow rate down, and I'll be having a look at what solutions I can come up with for that. But any comments, if anyone's got the same issue and they've come up with a way of reducing that flow rate down, then comment, that would be nice, and then I can put it onto my other one if I come up with another solution between now and when I get the other one sorted out. Then I'll add a comment as well. So hope that's been useful. Hope that's helped out anyone that's looking for one of these, for this kind of solution. And further down the line we'll see how long it lasts. My main worry is that with the King and having to restrict the flow, that's going to put pressure on the motor, on the impeller. So we'll see how it goes. I'll make sure that if it blows or it doesn't last particularly long, then I'll update this and let you know. So hopefully that's been of help. Cheers.